I can tell you exactly how much you're going to make as a real estate agent this upcoming year. I only need six pieces of information. Most agents are not limited by skill, they're limited by belief. Every top producer dominates on three things during the week, sometimes daily, during the month, whatever level you're talking. Flexibility doesn't come until you learn how to time block. Your database tells a lot about your business. If you have, less than a couple of hundred people, you're probably going to be focusing on transactional leads. I mean, do you understand what your job is? It sounds funny, but I'm being honest. Every day we do the same thing over and over and we lead generate. Everything else happens after that. Top producers do not wait for business, they create it. And how we create business is through relationships. I can tell you exactly how much you're going to make as a real estate agent this upcoming year. I only need six pieces of information. It's not luck, it's not the market, it's how you think, it's how you're wired naturally, it's what you focus on each day. These six factors set your income ceiling. Understand them, and you can predict your income. Then you can say, does that income align with my goals? The first one, your financial thermostat. You will never out earn your internal thermostat. If deep down inside you don't believe you're worthy of more, you feel like just enough is okay, you're setting yourself up. Can you see yourself earning more, or do you feel guilty thinking about it, right? Money is great for the great things it can do. Most agents are not limited by skill, they're limited by belief. So if your business mindset, if thermostat is not high enough, your business will never outperform it. Raise your thermostat and your income will rise. So that's the first thing is where's your financial thermostat? Can you envision more things than you have now? Can you envision what the good things money can do for others, for yourself, and for your family? So the next thing is your DISC profile. Your DISC profile shows how you naturally operate. You could be a very highly organized and analytical person. And sometimes with that, the other side of it is you may struggle to be bold on calls. It may take some time to build rapport, to kind of get comfortable because generally you're more comfortable with people you already know. Now, on the other side of that, generally what we see is if you're very outgoing, if you are, you may struggle to be consistent with time blocking, with systems and models, right? You may have the challenge of being able to grow on a scalable level because organization may not be the best thing for you. Now, it's not that one's better than the other. They both have different, pros and the other things are, the other sides of it. Other side of it is there's some blind spots. So generally speaking, a top agent doesn't necessarily try to transfer from one to the other. What they learn is to adapt to the other side, or they leverage and say, you know what, I'm a very high outgoing person. I may need to start scaling up and leverage that organization to like an operational person, right? So, depending on your DISC profile and how well you understand that, and how well you have that self-awareness and that self-mastery, it generally will help you guide you to the next level of, okay, I'm ready to make this because I know this is what I do well, or I may need to adapt to this because I don't do it, or I may need to leverage. So the next thing we can tell what your income's going to be by is your time blocking, right? So every top producer dominates on three things during the week, sometimes daily, during the month, whatever level you're talking. It's activity, lead generation, and follow up. It's being learning base. Am I sharpening my saw? Am I sharpening my education? Am I learning about new things in the market? Am I understanding the market trend? And then self mastery, right? Am I role playing? Am I practicing how to do different things, in terms of showing procedures? Am I trying to sharpen my saw with that scripts and practices and dialogue, right? So when you're a top producer, and I can tell this depending on how your calendar looks, right? If your calendar does not show it, it's not a priority, right? There's a saying, if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. So time blocking is not about control, it's about clarity. When you protect your time, your income becomes more predictable. One of the great things in this business that every agent comes, to do this is, well, one of the biggest reasons is flexibility. Flexibility doesn't come until you learn how to time block. So by looking to see how you are as a person in terms of time blocking, even if you are in that high outgoing, but I can't, if you're a high outgoing person and yet you still manage the time block, we can kind of predict where you're going to be at. So the next key information that's going to help kind of predict is, well, what's your database number, right? Your database tells a lot about your business. If you have, less than a couple of hundred people, you're probably going to be focusing on transactional leads, meaning looking for the have not mets, right? Whether it's open houses, whether it's through social media, whether it's door knocking, cold calling, whatever it is, events, that's going to probably be your biggest focus. Is I need to continue to feed my database. Now, if you have more than, a couple of thousand, then the focus is, well, how many relationships am I building? How many relationships am I strengthening? Am I doing them all? Do I need to focus on better systems? Do I need to send more postcards out? Do I am I getting enough business from my current database, right? So when you kind of see where you're at in your database in terms of the number, it can help you and guide you and say, what do I need to focus on? Do I have enough people in my database that I really need to make sure I'm talking to them, emailing them, they're on my social media, I'm mailing them postcard, I'm texting them? Or do I not have enough that I need to focus on? I need to gain more people to my database by focusing on more transactional leads. Ultimately, they both are important, right? We need to do both, right? One cannot sustain without the other, but at the same time, that helps you focus on, what do I really need to do? We want to get to that repeat referral number, right? The goal of 90%, where it's people that already know you, trust you, and have done business with you already. That's the goal. Figuring out how to get there, that's going to be the key. The next one, number 5, your conversion ratio. So as it kind of piggybacks on number 4, once you know what we need to kind of focus on, or I should say, once I know, right, what you need to focus on, is it more transactional? Is it more relationship? Then I can tell by your conversion ratio, ultimately, how many contacts, how many appointments, how many leads, all those numbers, we can kind of figure it out. For example, more transactional leads are going to be a lower conversion ratio because that level of relationship when it comes in is very low, right? We have not met them yet. Now, if your business is big already on the database, then we can reverse engineer and say, in order to reach this goal, we need to talk to X amount of people based on your conversion ratio. So we can calculate exactly how many conversions you need to hit your number. This is really the key. This is how you can make it predictable. Once you know, like in number 4, what you need to focus on. Is it a database, more relationship, or is it transactional type of thing? You can use conversion ratios to figure out what ultimately you're going to need to do in order to reach your goal. The 6th thing that I need to know is, do you understand what your job is? It sounds funny, but I'm being honest. Do you understand that our job is not contracts, it's not showings, it's not social media, it's about lead generating. It's about building, strengthening relationships. That is our job that must not stop. Every day, we do the same thing over and over, and we lead generate. Everything else happens after that. So we need to focus on, what is my job? If you don't understand what your job is, I can predict, until you get into that mindset, what you're going to be at, right? Top producers do not wait for business, they create it. And how we create business is through relationships. Whether it is transactional, whether it is a relationship you already have established, you continue to either strengthen or you build it. The byproduct is going to be those leads, referrals, networking. Ultimately, it should be a community, right? Your database ends up being your community of people. So until you master lead generation, you're gonna have those income swings, right? You're gonna have those months of high, months of low. Once you understand that my job is to lead generate every day, that is what I do, is looking for people. I'm the doctor of real estate, looking for patients that have the goal to buy, then your income will become more consistent. So that is probably the number one thing, is do you understand what your actual job is? So yes, I can tell how much you're going to make this year or next year or any year by looking at those six things, right? Essentially, it's mindset, personality, your structure, your relationships in terms of is it transactional or relationships, your numbers, and your focus. Now, when you can master those six, your income stops being unpredictable and it starts being intentional. So, let me know how we can help. If you need help focusing on that stuff, let us know. Comment, subscribe, like, share to any other agent that needs this as well that would benefit from it. All right, let's go. Let's get it.